Hola a todos y bienvenidos a Learn Spanish Like I Did.
Así es. Yo soy Emilio.
Y yo soy Wesley. Today, we're diving into los fines de semana, expressing frequency and opinions. It's all about talking naturally about what you do and how often you do it on those precious days off. You know, those days we all look forward to.
Exactly. No complicated grammar rules to memorize, just real talk. We'll show you how we use these phrases in natural conversation. Get ready to learn how to chat about your weekends just like native speakers do, building your Spanish step by step, just like I did.
Let's jump right into a conversation. Emilio and I are going to talk about what we typically do on the weekends. Listen closely for phrases related to frequency, like always, sometimes, never, and how we express what we like or don't like.
And remember, I'll be speaking a little slower and maybe repeating a phrase or two just to help you catch those key ideas. Wesley will be at full, natural speed so you get the real feel.
Emilio, ¿qué haces normalmente los fines de semana? Cuéntame, ¿qué te gusta hacer para relajarte o divertirte?
Uy, Wesley, los fines de semana son sagrados para mí. Siempre intento desconectar del trabajo. Casi siempre duermo un poco más, ¿sabes? Levantarme tarde es uno de mis pequeños lujos, y a menudo voy al parque con mi perro, Rufo. Él me obliga a salir, lo cual es bueno para mí. ¿Y tú, qué haces tú los fines de semana? Eres una persona muy activa, ¿verdad?
Ja, 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 sí, soy bastante activo, tienes razón. Mira, yo soy un poco diferente. Los sábados casi siempre hago ejercicio por la mañana, como correr o ir al gimnasio. Me encanta empezar el día con energía. Después, a veces, voy a un café con amigos para ponernos al día. Es una buena manera de socializar y ver qué tal están. Pero los domingos son más tranquilos. Siempre intento pasar tiempo con mi familia. Creo que es lo más importante, desconectar y estar con los seres queridos antes de que empiece la semana.
Sí, eso es muy importante, pasar tiempo con la familia. Es verdad, yo casi nunca trabajo los fines de semana, ¿sabes? Realmente lo evito si puedo. Prefiero relajarme, leer un libro o ver alguna serie, y a veces, si el tiempo lo permite, hacemos una pequeña barbacoa con amigos en el jardín. Es una buena forma de disfrutar al aire libre. ¿Te gusta ver películas o series los fines de semana? ¿Eres de maratones de series?
Claro que sí, me encanta ver películas, especialmente documentales o películas de ciencia ficción. A veces los veo el sábado por la noche, es un plan perfecto. ¿Y con qué frecuencia vas al parque? ¿Cada semana? Porque mencionaste a Rufo, tu perro.
No cada semana, pero sí a menudo. Diría que 2 o 3 veces al mes, si el tiempo está bueno. Si hace sol y está agradable, voy seguro. Si llueve, pues no salgo. Preferimos quedarnos en casa y jugar con Rufo adentro. Es un plan más acogedor. ¿Y tú, con qué frecuencia vas al café con tus amigos? ¿Es algo muy regular?
Yo voy al café a veces, sí, quizás 1 o 2 veces al mes. No tan a menudo como ir al gimnasio, eso sí, eso es casi siempre para mí. Es parte de mi rutina. Y Emilio, ¿hay algo que nunca hagas los fines de semana? Algo que digas, nunca, con total seguridad, que ni se te pase por la cabeza?
Nunca. Déjame pensar. Sí, nunca lavo el coche. Siempre lo lavo entre semana, el viernes por la tarde, por ejemplo. Eso es algo que he decidido evitar los fines de semana, totalmente. Y nunca me levanto temprano por mi propia voluntad. Eso es para los días de trabajo. Si me levanto temprano, es porque Rufo me despierta para ir al parque, pero no es mi elección. Ja, ja, ja. ¿Y tú, Wesley? ¿Algo que nunca haces?
Ja, 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 Rufo tiene sus propias reglas, ¿verdad? Entendido. Yo nunca me quejo del lunes el domingo por la noche. Intento disfrutar el presente, el domingo, y no pensar en la semana que viene. Esa negatividad puede esperar. Y nunca cocino platos complicados los domingos. Demasiado trabajo para el último día de descanso. Prefiero algo fácil, o pedir comida a domicilio. El domingo es para la comodidad.
Jajaja, te entiendo perfectamente. Eso de cocinar, uff, es verdad. Y lo de no pensar en el lunes, eso es una filosofía de vida muy buena. Creo que voy a adoptar esa. Los fines de semana son para disfrutar, para relajarse, para recargar energías, ¿no crees? Son como un pequeño respiro en la semana, una pausa necesaria.
Totalmente de acuerdo. Son esenciales para el bienestar físico y mental. Es nuestra oportunidad de hacer las cosas que realmente nos gustan y nos hacen felices, sin la presión del día a día. Y de eso se trata este episodio, de cómo expresar todo eso en español, de una manera natural y fluida.
Sí, y la idea es que con estas frases puedes empezar a hablar sobre tus propios fines de semana, tus propios gustos. No te compliques, solo úsalas.
All right, so you just heard us chatting all about our weekends. Now, let's break down some of those key phrases and ideas so you can start using them yourself. This is the Desglow section, where we unpack what you just heard.
Yeah, exactly. No complicated grammar rules or charts, just how we use them in real life, in context. Let's start with los fines de semana.
Right, you heard us say los fines de semana quite a bit. This literally translates to the weekends, but it's how you express on weekends, or the weekends in general, when you're talking about something you do habitually, every weekend. For example, los fines de semana, me gusta leer. On weekends, I like to read. It implies a regular, recurring action. It's not just one weekend, it's weekends plural, as a concept.
That distinction was a big one for me when I was learning. I remember just saying el fin de semana all the time, even when I meant every weekend. But then I heard native speakers always say los fines de semana for the general, recurring action. It just clicked by hearing it again and again in context, the way kids pick up language naturally. It's like, oh, I hear that plural, los, and I know it's a habit, a general thing.
Exactly. Context is everything. And if you're talking about this specific upcoming weekend, you'd usually say el fin de semana, singular, like, ¿qué haces el fin de semana? What are you doing this weekend? It's subtle, but you pick it up through exposure.
Yep, so if someone asks, ¿qué haces el fin de semana? They're asking about the next 2 days. If they ask, ¿qué haces los fines de semana? They're asking about your usual routine.
Perfect. Now let's talk about frequency. You heard us use words like siempre, a menudo, a veces, casi siempre, and nunca. These are your go-to words for always, often, sometimes, almost always, and never. They're quite flexible in where they can be placed in a sentence.
And you just stick them in. It's pretty straightforward. Like, siempre duermo más, I always sleep more. Or, nunca trabajo los fines de semana, I never work on weekends. Don't stress too much about strict rules for placement, just try saying them where they sound natural. Most of the time they'll go before the verb, like siempre leo, or a veces salgo. My tip is to listen to a few examples, say them out loud, and just find what feels right to your ear. That's how I learned it, through sheer repetition and listening.
That's it. It's about building a feel for the language. For opinions, we used me gusta and me encanta. Me gusta means I like it, literally, it pleases me. So if you say me gusta leer, you're saying reading pleases me. Me encanta is stronger, I love it. Or, it enchants me. Me encanta cocinar, I love to cook.
And the opposite, no me gusta, for I don't like it. Super simple. The key is just practicing saying it. I learned me gusta by literally just trying to tell everyone I liked coffee, me gusta el café, until it felt natural. It became automatic, like breathing. You don't analyze I like in English, right? You just say it. Same thing here.
Perfect example. And finally, con qué frecuencia, mantre, marees, I've had mi repertorio jornapa anche bram, mantif quetige materi verbam max bam des reden in vams from biodo pigetistin if you want to open one ha.
This means, how often?
You can use it to ask about anything. Con qué frecuencia vas al gimnasio? How often do you go to the gym? Just remember, it's a phrase, like a building block. You don't need to overthink the individual words. Just know that combination of words means, how often. It's a question you'll use constantly in everyday conversation.
Yeah, and you can plug in any verb after it. Con qué frecuencia lees? Con qué frecuencia viajas? It's super versatile.
All right, time to put what you've learned into practice. No pressure at all, just try saying these phrases out loud. Even if it feels a bit silly talking to yourself, it really helps solidify them in your mind and get your mouth used to making the sounds.
Absolutely. Repetition is key. Just try it. Think of it like a kid learning to speak. They just try, they make mistakes, and they try again. No judgment here, only encouragement.
First up, how would you tell someone that you always read a book on the weekends? Think about always and on the weekends.
So, you might say, los fines de semana siempre leo un libro, or siempre leo un libro los fines de semana. Both work. Don't worry about perfect word order. Just get the idea out and get comfortable with the words. The more you say it, the more natural the rhythm will become.
Excellent. See how easy that is? Now, imagine you love to cook on Sundays. How would you express that? Remember our I love it phrase, the stronger one.
You could say, me encanta cocinar los domingos. Simple as that. You're telling the world your culinary passion. Try saying it with enthusiasm too, like you really do love it.
Great. Let's try another one that uses sometimes. How would you say, sometimes I go for a walk in the park?
You could say, a veces voy a caminar al parque, or a veces doy un paseo por el parque. There are a few ways, but a veces is your key phrase there. Don't worry about picking the best way, just pick a way and say it.
All right, one more. How would you ask a friend, how often do you visit your family? Think about our how often phrase. Con qué frecuencia?
You'd go with con qué frecuencia visitas a tu familia, and if they say a veces, you know they visit sometimes. It's all connecting. The more you use these question words and phrases, the more you'll naturally listen for them in replies.
Fantastic. Keep practicing these phrases in your head, or even better, out loud. The more you use them, the more natural they'll become. And don't be afraid to mix and match. Try talking about things you never do, or things you almost always do.
Yeah, think of your own weekend habits and try to express them. Nunca lavo platos los sábados. Casi siempre veo Netflix los domingos. Make it personal.
Now for a quick cultural note. In many Spanish-speaking countries, weekends aren't just for resting. They're often a vibrant and essential time for family and community. It's a deep-rooted value. You'll often see families gathering for big, multi-generational meals that can last for hours, taking long walks in the park, or enjoying lively outdoor markets together. It's a big part of the social fabric.
Oh yeah, definitely. I remember when I first visited Colombia, I was surprised by how central Sundays were for family time. It wasn't just a quick lunch, it was an all-afternoon affair, often with extended family, aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents, everyone. It was beautiful. In my culture, weekends are more about personal errands and hobbies, or maybe a quick dinner with family. It's a different rhythm, and it definitely stood out to me.
Exactly. And it's not uncommon for many shops and businesses to have shorter hours on Sundays, or even be completely closed, allowing people to prioritize that social and family time without the distractions of errands or work. It really shows how important those bonds are, and how that value permeates daily life, even on the weekends.
It definitely gave me a new perspective on how to spend my free time, and it also helped me understand why pasar tiempo con la familia, spending time with family, is such a common and cherished phrase. It's not just a phrase, it's a way of life that really comes alive on the weekends.
It's a beautiful way to live, prioritizing connection. And it's something you'll notice pretty quickly if you travel or spend time in Spanish-speaking communities. It influences everything, from how towns are structured to how people plan their days.
And that brings us to the end of another fantastic lesson. Today we explored los fines de semana and how to talk about frequency and opinions in a natural, conversational way.
You learned some great phrases today. You now know how to use los fines de semana for on weekends, and essential frequency words like siempre, always, a menudo, often, a veces, sometimes, casi siempre, almost always, and nunca, never. Plus, how to express your likes with me gusta, and your loves with me encanta. These are building blocks for so many conversations.
That's right, and you learn them by listening, by context, and by understanding how they're used in real conversation, not by memorizing a grammar chart. That's the Learn Spanish Like I Did method in action. Next time, we're going to dive into ordering food at a restaurant, a super practical skill for your Spanish journey, and something you'll use almost immediately.
You won't want to miss it. And remember, as the saying goes, and it's a great one for language learning, la práctica hace al maestro. Practice makes the master. Keep practicing, keep listening, and you'll get there. Every little bit of practice adds up.
Hasta la próxima. See you next time, everyone.
Adiós.